Welcome to T. Roy's Card Shack, sports card break reviews, where we personally participate, break down, review, and interview the card breakers themselves. Here's your host, T. Roy. Welcome to T. Roy's Card Shack, sports card break reviews, where I personally participate, break down, review, and interview breakers from across the nation. This is episode 7. We've got a great episode coming for you today. We're going to be talking a little bit about card values, kind of what to expect going into the new football season, as it would be for any season, whether it's basketball, baseball, or football. Right now, 2021 football has been released, so we'll talk a little bit about the teams, who's going to be a little bit pricey now that they got different rookies. We'll touch upon that, as well as retail versus hobby. Basically, what you get for the value of what you spend. So we'll touch upon those subjects. Also, there is a fear of mass production. I'll touch upon that and why there is that fear out there. So let's go ahead and get started. But also, we are going to be having an interview with Facebook's Epic Card Breaks, Brett Shaffer. He is a true hobbyist. He definitely is in this for the right reasons. As you know, there are plenty of flippers out there, people who are just after the quick buck. He is definitely not one of them. He is a true hobbyist. He understands what this is all about. The whole art of collecting sports cards. So we'll have an interview with him. We'll see some of his breaks and talk about some exciting news of his that's going to be happening this weekend. So hang tight. So let's get started. We're going to talk a little bit about card values. What do I mean by that? Well, as you've seen, card values have been through the roof. Records have been set. $5.4 million, I believe, is the records now. Man, these cards are getting expensive. Obviously, those are the much rarer cards. But keep in mind that record is going to be broken soon. The reason I mention that, if you haven't heard yet, there was a doctor in Florida who had passed away from the COVID, who had quite an extensive card collection. In that collection was a 1933 Babe Ruth card that graded a 9. That is unheard of. That's like a flawless 10. So that is expected to break the single sports card sale record of 5.4 million, I believe it is now. So that is expected to fetch way over that. I mean, according to what I've read, there's so much quality and rareness in this collection. It's going to be an exciting auction to find out about who got it and how much it went for. So once that does happen, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. But the reason I wanted to talk about the value, obviously, is because they're going to fluctuate. Right now, you're going to find that the 2020 NFL football cards are going to go down a little bit. Now, don't fear. Don't get too excited. They will go back up. But right now, everybody's excited about 2021 NFL football. Select football is out. Legacy football is out. I've gotten some good hits already with Trevor Lawrence. In Legacy, I got his red chrome. It's numbered to 50. I got that in the break that I did. That was in Veteran Breaks USA on Facebook. Pete Nico, he puts on a great break. He's very fair with his prices. He's very exciting to watch as well. At one point, we're definitely going to have him on the show. He knows about it. He wants to come on. So he will be on eventually here. But there are some exciting things happening. So the things to watch going into the 2021 season is obviously the sophomore blues. Who's going to have them? Who's going to excel in their sophomore year? So that's going to determine the value of the cards and Whether they go up, whether they go down, they could go up and down. You never know. But right now, Justin Herbert obviously is hot. Now, people have backed off a little bit of Joe Burrow because they don't know how he's going to play after that bad injury that he had on his leg last year. Then there are also question marks about just Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, Tua does not have a very good offensive line, so he's going to have to play his butt off, and it might be a rough year for him. I think he might really get tagged with the sophomore blues. So if you see values really tank, don't get too worried because you never know how he's going to bounce back. Sometimes this is how teams have to evaluate what they need going forward in the future and what to build around their cornerstones. And quarterback is one of the cornerstones they need to develop around. So going into this season, they know their offensive line is not ranked that high. Jalen Hurts, he's taking over full-time, full go. There's no Carson Wentz coming off the bench to help save the day or anything like that. So it's all going to be on his shoulders. So it's a little bit different kind of pressure he's going to feel. Again, Justin Herbert, I'm not worried about him. Hopefully no injuries. I think he'll do just fine. Actually, I think he'll have an outstanding year. So I would definitely, if you haven't gotten any of Herbert cards and you want to invest in them, do it before they go up because they are going to go up, especially after this year. So those are just some of the things. Now, obviously coming out, there's going to be teams last year, 2020, obviously the Chargers, the Bengals, the Miami Dolphins, the Eagles. Those were all the higher end teams. This year, you're looking at Jacksonville. You're looking at the 49ers. You're looking at the Jets, the Chicago Bears. Miami's still going to be a little bit up there. They got a great receiver, rookie they drafted. So you want to pay attention to that. I mean, there's so many exciting things that has come out. I actually have a little bit of a list here. Jacksonville Jags, the New York Jets, Chicago Bears, 49ers, the New England Patriots. One guy I think you should watch there is Trey Sermon from the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think he is a hidden gem. I really do. I think they got a steal there. They also got Mac Jones, who, if he doesn't start, will start at some point. Maybe this year, maybe next year. Because remember, they signed Cam Newton to one more year. So that might be somebody that you can get later in the year at a very reasonable price that could go through the roof later. I'm not big on the Jets' Zach Wilson. I'm just not sold on him. I think he's a bust, but that's just my opinion. Now, people could be saying, you're crazy, you're nuts, the guy can play. I look at his college career, he put up some great numbers, but he didn't play nobody. He didn't play any top-tier teams. So I weigh things a different way. I kind of look at things, but you never know. I mean, look at Ben Roethlisberger. He played for Miami of Ohio. What big names did he play against? He's turning out to be a Hall of Famer. So you never know. So that's what it comes down to. Plus, don't ignore the 6th round picks. Why? I shouldn't have to tell you. Probably the GOAT, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, Tom Brady, 6th round pick. Terrell Davis, great running back for the Denver Broncos, 6th round pick. Antonio Brown, possibly one of the greatest receivers in the NFL. Obviously not the greatest. He's had some definite issues, but 6th round pick. You never know. So don't sleep on these late round picks. Don't be afraid to get them. You'll see that in the breaks, they're going to be the lower end teams. Don't be afraid to get them if they got a running back, quarterback, or wide receiver because you don't know how they're going to develop. It could be great. You look at it, Tennessee Titans, the Las Vegas Raiders, Houston Texans. That's a big one because they did draft a quarterback, Davis Mills. You don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. You don't even know if he'll probably play because what I read recently is he's not going to court until next year. So he'll definitely be able to start this season and probably play the whole thing. But I don't know if they're going to keep him, especially if there's any truth behind his allegations. I'm not one to judge. I'm just saying that what he is facing. So that's a player you could look into. The New Orleans Saints, nobody's for sure who's going to take over there. Ian Book, they drafted him. That's going to be one of your lower end teams you can pick up in breaks. The Washington football team, the LA Rams, the Panthers, the Lions. Now, Sweeney at the Lions, they got a beast. That guy is a great offensive lineman. That's going to do wonders for Goff. So maybe Goff's value is going to bounce back. You never know. So that's just some of the things to keep an eye on going forward. Just watch for it. Don't be afraid to jump on it. Again, your top teams, I think I left off at the New England Patriots. After that, you'd be looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is my dark horse. This is the one I called. Kyle Trask. He's out of Florida. He was the guy throwing to Kyle Pitts. This guy is good. And this guy gets to sit the next year or two behind who? That's right, Tom Brady. He gets to learn from the best in the business. All the do's and the don'ts and all the advice he's going to get, you can't buy that. I tell you what, Kyle Trask, and I called this in the beginning, I didn't know which team he was going to get drafted by. But now after he got drafted by Tampa Bay, he is definitely one to watch. If you can get him, hang on to him, he will go up. I promise you that. It may take a couple years, but the investment is there. I'm telling you. Kyle Trask is the real deal. That's my call. That's my opinion. And he's going to get to learn from the best in the business, the guy who has 7 Super Bowl rings. No other team can say that. No other player can say that, but Tom Brady can. So just keep that in mind. Again, the Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase, he could be up for Rookie of the Year, along with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee Harris, Pat Vermouth. I believe that's how you say his name. They call him Baby Gronk. He's out of Penn State. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's going to be interesting to see how him and Ebron work together. That could be a dynamic duel, and it's also going to open up for all the weapons they have. They got Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool. They got James Washington, DJ Johnson. I mean, they've got a lot of talent and a lot of weapons there. So don't be afraid to watch that either. Devontae Smith out of the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Jalen Waddle, Miami Dolphins. And Hunter Long, he's also a top 5 tight end coming out of Boston College. This kid can play. So Tua is going to have some people to dump off to. He may have a big year. And the reason I say that, especially with Hunter, is because remember what I just said about Tua not having an offensive line? He's going to have to dump that ball quick. And a lot of times that's the tight end. Or when he gets in trouble, he's going to be looking for that tight end. After he blocks, he releases, and he'll be open. So that could be something to watch going forward as well. Now, so just keep that in mind as you're getting into the breaks now. I said they're very affordable. Legacy came out, very affordable breaks. I got into a 3-box break for the Jaguars. It was only $100. I scored a big card of Trevor Lawrence. I got a couple more of Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. So it's out there. It's happening. 2021 is here. People are excited. They can't wait for the new season. So which leads me to the next, back in the 90s, there was a revamp. The sports card industry came to life. The reason that it died out and a lot of people left the hobby was because of mass production. Mass production can kill anything because it makes the hobby not worth the time of investing. Now, the true hobbyists like myself, like the gentleman we'll be interviewing today, Brett Shaffer, we love collecting sports cards no matter what. We have our favorite teams, we have our favorite players, and it builds memories for a lifetime. For myself, for my children, for their children. It can go on and on and on. So that's the things talking about mass production. So they came out with short prints. I know I talked about this before. In the 90s, it came out with the SP inserts. There were cards that were harder to get because there wasn't as many printed. So it took off. These cards were expensive, not as expensive as they are now, but they did get a lot better in value. A lot more excitement was built. A lot more things were built off of that. And things grew. A lot more shows happened. Sports card shops were opening up at every corner. Now, the internet wasn't big, not what it is now. There were no breaks on lines or anything like that. So you either had to go to a sports card shop or you had to go to a show. So there were shows every weekend. You could find one no matter where you lived. And sports card shops were opening up at every corner. At that time, I was in Cleveland area, Cleveland, Ohio. And I tell you, I was in Parma, Ohio. It was literally 10 shops in one city. It was insane. But what happened? The manufacturers got greedy. They decided to keep producing, keep producing, keep producing, keep producing, keep producing. Well, that killed the business again. That was what they call the junk wax era. Now, you can still find boxes and boxes of cards from back then. It's not hard to find them. They're all over the internet. You can buy them at any time. You can go to any sports card show and you can find them. So those are just one of the things that people start to worry about when they see retail. Now, retail is your Target, your Walmart, your Myers. There are also Walgreens. I've seen them in Dollar Tree. I've seen sports cards in there. Now, what's happening is I don't blame them. You want to make as much as you can, keep growing your business. But if they mass produce, they're going to kill the business. Now, one of the biggest changes that's happened from the 90s till we've gotten till present is serial numbered cards. One of one, one of twos, one of fives, one of sixes, one of sevens, one of tens, one of 399, one of 1,000, one of 2021. I've seen all kinds of variations, but those are the truly numbered, limited cards. Now, what's going to save them is they got those cards in production and they'll always be there. And they're not going away. So that's a great thing that they did. The problem is your base cards are going to take a beating for that because they're going to mass produce the base cards. Yeah, your star rookies are going to be worth a few bucks, but they're not going to be worth the big bucks. You can send them off to be graded. They'll be worth a bit more, but are they, that's not what everybody's going to be after, especially as a true hobbyist and an investor. Because when you get a card, especially today, the best thing you can do to make it worth as much is to make sure the centering is correct. The edges are crisp. The corners are crisp. The eye appeal is great. And then the surface. Make sure there's no printer marks. Make sure there's no scratches, any flaws. That will take away from the grade of a card. So you want to send those out to be graded. So that's what's going to save the manufacturers from mass producing. Again, the ones that's going to take a beating, I don't think that we're going to run into the big dive down that we had after the early 90s. I don't think it's going to do that. We'll have some roller coasters. That's in any business, no matter what. You're going to go up and down and see values go up, go down. You never know. But it will not plummet. And the reason why is the serial numbered cards. I'll even ask Brett Shaffer in our interview his opinion as well. So just wanted to touch upon that. Now, again, this part of hobby versus retail. Are you getting your value? Hobby is where you get the big cards, the expensive cards, the cards that could be life changing. If you want to spend $4,000 on a box of cards that you get up 8 to 11 cards, yeah, you could have a chance to score a 1 of Tom Brady that's worth millions of dollars, or a Luca card that's worth, what was it, for over $4 million. I mean, it's insane. Honus Wagner, his card that's been selling, breaking his own record, just sold for, I believe, 3.7 million. I remember when Wayne Gretzky bought it for, I think it was just over $1 million, but now the card is worth 3.7. So the values are what they are, and the older they get, the rarer they get, the more expensive, the more value they create. So the problem is in hobby, though, a lot of time, more times than not, you are not going to get your value for what the prices are right now. And I say that in the meaning of, look at Prism basketball. People are spending $2,200 on a box of cards, and they're not getting near the value out. If you score a LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Wiseman, Otto, Prism card, or LeBron James, True Silver, yeah, those cards are going to definitely more than make your value of the box. But how often are you going to get those? Think about it. That's just something to keep in your mind as you go forward, spending your dollars, and spend them wisely. Now, it's just like going to the casino. You're going to put money in a machine, not knowing what you're going to get out of it, but you're hoping for that big payday. It's no different. It's just like gambling. So it just depends on how lucky you are, how lucky you think you are, and your gut feeling. Now, with retail, yes, it's been super hard. You've seen the long lines at Target. You've seen the crazy release. As soon as they open the doors at Walmart, people are slamming carts into each other, ripping boxes out of each other's hands. That's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you that's ignorant. We shouldn't be at that level. The people who get hurt the most are children. They are the ones that miss out. We have priced them out of hobby, so their only hopes are retail. Now, occasionally they can get some hobby. Now, again, 2021 Legacy Football just came out. I seen Panini list them for, I believe it was $220, $221 a box. That's not bad at all. And you can score some big stuff in there. You get 2 autographs per box. You could get a Dare to Tear. You could get some other inserts. There's minis. There's a lot of things in there. There's a lot of fluff. Obviously, in Score and Legacy, the first ones to come out, there's always a lot of fluff. But you can definitely score without paying a lot of money in hobby. Now, retail, and I talk about that because you got your fat packs, you got your blasters, you got your megas. Fat packs could go anywhere from $6 to $20, I've seen at the retail stores. I'm talking Walmart, Myers, Target. Your blasters can go anywhere from $19.99 to $30, I've seen. And this is at the stores. This is not buying it from a flipper. And then your megas, you're going anywhere from $40 to $50. I want to say maybe 60 at the top, and that's where it's going to be more affordable. Now, there are some big hits. I am very, very impressed with the numbered cards I've seen come out of retail. You didn't see that before. That is a big step, and that's going to help save that mass production that we talked about earlier. Those numbered cards are going to save them. So keep that in mind going forward, just about that. Also, one thing to keep in mind, I always talk about how we may have priced children out of this hobby. And this is really where it all starts. It's with the children. This is where their dreams start. This is where your next LeBron James or Aaron Judge or LaMelo Ball, Justin Herbert, this is where they start their dreams. This is what starts their drive to want to be the best, want to be just like Tom Brady or be just like Michael Jordan, be like Bo Jackson. play multiple sports and be great at it. Even Deion Sanders could play football and baseball. The children. And I'm going to always promote these guys for quite a while. Kid Cards Club, kidcardsclub.com. Andrew Heath came up with this idea. If you haven't had a chance, you can go back in my episodes, watch the interview. He talks great about why he came up with it. It has 3 different levels. What this is a box that has packs of cards. It has a hit in there. It has hand-picked out cards from the team of your choice. I mean, you could do football, hockey. You can do baseball, basketball. I believe he'll even do soccer, Pokemon. And this can be catered towards more than one person. So if you just want it for your child and you're not interested in it, you can get into it. It goes anywhere from $39.99 to $59.99. That is nothing, and that's once a month. That's it. And the children look forward to this every month. You wait till you see their eyes when they open the box and they see Kid Cards Club. Collect like a champion. They are going to be super stoked, super excited to open the box and see what treasures await them. Even a base card of their favorite player, I promise you, will bring joy to them. And this will not only create enjoyment for them, but memories of a lifetime. And who knows, maybe a drive in them to be the next great one. I know that's a stretch, but it's true. Think about it. Where do dreams start? You want to be like your idols. And what better way to be excited about your idol than to have their card? So that's where Kid Cards Club comes into play, because that will bring it right to your front door. And if you do collect like I do, and you want to collect with your children, they can cater the box to both of you. Andrew Heath is very flexible, very easy to deal with. You can even try it. You don't have to sign up for a long-term anything. You can do a one-time box to see if it's something that you truly want to do. And if it is, you sign up. And anytime you want to stop, you stop. There are no contracts, no lock-ins. So this is a win-win-win situation. So get a chance, check it out. Kid Cards Club, kidcardsclub.com. You can find them on I believe Facebook, Instagram, his website. He's also going to be, and you'll see it if you go on Instagram, that's where I see it the most. He is starting a camp, Kid Cards Club camp for the children. Just check it out. All right, so this leads us to our interview. We're going to be interviewing Brett Shaffer. He is the creator of Epic Sports Card Breaks on Facebook. He also has some exciting news where he's taking his true hobbyist levels to. So here's just a few of his clips. Check it out, and we'll be right back with an interview. Here he is.
Bobby Wagner. All right. Jonathan Taylor. JT Colts for 175. We got Joshua Horner. Very nice. This card's nice. Todd, you here, bud? Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Tula, 4 of 25. 4. Look at that pack. That's sweet. Very cool. Saquon. Another J.K. Dobbins autograph for 49. No, we had a Jonathan Taylor. And for the Rams, Cam Akers. Rookie Phenoms to 199. 38 of 199. Focus. Rookie patch autograph silver spotlight Card number 126. Chase Claypool going out to them Steelers. Eric Slonaker. Look at that. Very nice. So Jacob Eason, maybe? Oh, Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman. To 75 for the Colts on card. He had a field day with that all over that card. Green for the Colts. Karen McLaurin Brilliance. And Justin Herbert. There we go. Herbert rookie is always nice. Nice start. Byron Murphy. Oh, look at there. There we go. A mini special too. Todd Mail. Got the Patrick Mahomes green. That's it. Ooh, there we go. We called it. Boom. Boom. Jared Cook. Jared Cook. The Saints. Another Colt, Jonathan Taylor with the RPA. Born to 99. Colts. Eric Slonaker. Very nice. Oh, we got a Jerry G. Whiteout. Beautiful. Very nice. Jerry Judy Whiteout. Broncos. Ryan Stark. Jordan Love. Eruption. Very nice. Green Bay Packers. Derek Hall. Very nice. Justin Jefferson, dual patch auto, number to 99. Justin Jefferson. Oh, beautiful.
All right, guys, you just saw his clips. Brett Shaffer of Epic Sports Card Breaks from Facebook's. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, Troy. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I wanted to bring you on. You are doing breaks currently on Facebook. You're also developing bigger things as you move forward. Tell us a little bit about how you got started and what you got planned ahead.
Yeah, sure. I've been collecting since a little kid. I was started collecting in '85, where I grew up in Colorado. Moved out to Northern California, the Sacramento area, in '89. Basically down the street was a brand new sports card shop that I'd ride my skateboard up to, and slowly became the main crony in there, and he let me behind the cases, and I've always had the passion for sports cards, and it grew from there. I started doing shows back in the day, putting on local shows at some small Grange halls, and then worked my way up to some bigger things, the Moscone Center, and life happened, so I stopped collecting for a while, but yet took all my whole collection from from house to house. My wife was asking me, "What are you doing with all these things? Why do we keep dragging these from place to place?" But got back into the hobby I missed it, so got back into it about 4 or 5 years ago. Started breaking about 3 years ago, primarily on Facebook, and the rest is history. And about to open up a new chapter.
That's great. And I'm pretty excited for you because especially the way things have exploded since the pandemic, Everybody kind of had to find something else to do. And the true hobbyist, though, is what I'm looking for. And I've definitely found one in you. Tell a little bit about what heights you're taking your enthusiasm to.
Yeah. For me, I do see a lot of the retail stuff. I've got a couple distributors that are fortunate enough to give me some product. But I like to pass it on to the kids. It's really not my main goal is not to make a ton of money. Never has been. Even in my breaks on Facebook, I always wanted to keep it fairly low priced, affordable for my customers and my clients basically, and allow them the ability to grab their teams, whereas on other ones might be a little bit more expensive for them to do so. But yeah, I mean the group I have, and again primarily Facebook, I've got over 1,200 people on there right now. It's a pretty close knit group. Not everybody participates, but there I do have my steady few, the good customers, and they're in every break, and love to see the excitement in it from those guys.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things I wasn't sure of when I first got into the breaks because my excitement always came from opening the packs myself. But
Right.
once I did my first break, the excitement, it was there. It was exciting. I
Yeah.
actually had that feeling from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Now, in your shop, are you going to plan on doing live breaks possibly?
Yeah. So I'm actually I've got a grand opening this Saturday, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting here in my brand new break room in my shop. But I got a grand opening this Saturday. Going to have a DJ, shaved ice machine, and doing a lot of marketing for that. But yeah, I am going to continue to do some live breaks. Maybe go. I want to expand a little bit into the Instagram, stuff along those lines. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact that the brick and mortar is what I am now. I will always be a breaker at heart, but opening the shop is my passion. It's been my dream ever since I started back into it. I'm quitting my full-time job in order to open up the shop and do this full time. I still do real estate on the side, a little bit of real estate, but this is my passion. And yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I do plan on doing live breaks still.
That's great. And that's one of the reasons, again, that I really wanted to have you on the show because, as you spoke before, there are a lot of flippers in the retail end
Mhm.
of what we're doing now. And they kind of take away from the excitement, especially for the children. But you definitely have a passion for that, and your prices show that. And
Right.
so it's great to know that you're going to expand with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my goal was always be to just be an honest hobbyist. Really just, not try to get over on people, which is very easy to do in this industry. You know that. The hobby has taken on a mind of its own with the retail stuff, like the stuff you have over your shoulder there, that stuff, if you get it Walmart or you get it Target, yeah, you can turn around and sell it for good money. I'm actually taking it a step further and buying a lot of that retail secondary market. So I'm able to put it on my shelves and basically sell it for, people can still get it, whereas, they're used to going to Target and never could get it at Walmart. So, make a minimal money, but still able to provide it for the people.
Absolutely. And I've always preached, profit's not a dirty word, but nobody really wants to be taken advantage of. And you really put a true
Right.
meaning behind that being a hobbyist the way that you are.
Right.
Now, one of the things that I've talked about earlier in the show was we kind of come from the junk wax era where they mass produced a lot of things in the
Mhm.
90s. Do you see that kind of happening now with some of the retail side of this?
God, I hope not. I really hope not. I do think, you tend to see it, and I saw it last year with the Prism. I always thought that they are producing this stuff, but there's still a market for it. I think that there's more and more people getting into the hobby, so even as we speak, just because they do see the national news that says, there's such a hot market for it. I've got people, even though I'm not open, coming up to my window every day saying, "Hey, when are you opening? I'm really interested in getting into sports cards, and thank God you're opening here, because there's really nothing. The closest one for me, closest shop for me, is about 30 miles away. So people are. It's just an outlet for them to be able to come here. But again, I hope not. I hope it's not another junk wax era. The with the serial numbers and the jersey cards and all the memorabilia cards. I think that is the one thing that differentiates that market from this one.
Exactly. And that's kind of where I was leaning myself to talking earlier. I know there's going to be that scare, especially for the base cards, but really what sets it apart from the 90s and now is the fact that they're serial numbered, they're limited, they're short prints, they've got all kinds of things, even zebra print cards or whatnot.
Right. The variations make all the difference. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I see that Target and Walmart starting to take a little bit more control over the flippers, if you will.
Right. Yeah.
What have you seen
And
in your
again,
era?
yeah, I mean, I would, one of my ideas here was, because there's where I'm at, and it's probably like this nationwide. I'm seeing it in the pictures, but every Friday morning, Target was having people lined up, staying the night, on Thursday nights, sometimes even Thursday day into Friday morning. But I was just going to take flyers out and promote my shop that way, which, that kind of put a damper on that. But again, this hobby has always been, and I hope always will be, about the kids. I do know it's really not a kid's hobby anymore. It's more of an adult hobby just because of the price points. But there's nothing like seeing a kid being able to open up a pack, because that brings me back to when I was able to open up a pack, opening up a pack of 89 Upper Deck, hoping to find a Griffey. There was nothing like that feeling. That feeling was, I got goosebumps just thinking about it, only because it's awesome. That's an awesome feeling, and it's awesome to see the kids, whether it's Pokemon or it's sports cards. That's a good thing to see in this hobby, and I hope that never goes away.
Oh, I don't think it ever will, because just like it has for you and for me, it creates lifetime memories and also something you can develop with your children. So it's a great thing. It can go from one to me, to my grandkids, to their kids. It can go on and on.
Right.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah, it
definitely
can.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Well,
Oh,
I was just going to say, yeah, it's, just the cards themselves are, every card can have a memory, even though it's got a monetary value to it. It's, every card can have a memory, whether, it doesn't matter what player's on that card. If, I know growing up, my favorite player was Gary Carter, and I loved getting Gary Carter cards or Johnny Bench cards, or, because I loved the catcher position. But it's just, the kids love that stuff. They love being able to open up a pack and see their favorite player and find their favorite player, coming out of it.
absolutely. And I really, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, because with you opening up your shop, I know that's something you're going to keep integrity in within the hobby of sports card collecting. I really want people to be able to find you, not just online, but tell everybody where your new shop is and where else they can find you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, obviously on Facebook, Epic Sports Cards. I've got both a shop and a group on there. I'm also on Instagram, Breaks by Epic, and Twitter, of course, same Breaks by Epic. But my new shop is it's in Lincoln, Northern California, Sacramento area, just north of Sacramento. Pretty small community that's growing. There's a lot of growth in this community, and growing the hobby along with the community.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I look forward to definitely talking to you again in the future. I want to see how your shop's doing and how things are growing for you.
Sounds good, Troy. Thank you. And I appreciate all you're doing right now too.
Thank you. I do appreciate yours as well. Have a good night,
All
sir.
right. Okay. All right. Have a good one.
Bye bye. That was truly a fantastic interview. And again, as you see right here, here is the address of where he's opening his shop. Now, his shop, again, is in California. It's just north of Sacramento. So if you're in the area, you want to check him out. His grand opening is May 29th. If you're watching this beyond then, he'll be open already. It's at 731 Sterling Parkway, Lincoln, California. So check him out. He is a true hobbyist who will give you the treatment and the experience of a lifetime being a collector. I promise you that. Well, guys, again, keep in mind, one thing I did want to touch upon, Genament is the technology company that PSA bought. There was an announcement, I believe, on the 18th of May that PSA has caught up. I don't know how true that is, if they truly are caught up, because remember, they were 10 million cards backed up. That's why they no longer accept submissions. And I checked today, they still are no longer accepting submissions right now, unless you are going to pay the big bucks to have it done like that. And it's a very expensive card. But they are supposed to reopen come June. I'm not sure if it's the middle of June, the end of June, the beginning. I'm not sure. They haven't said yet. Their old pricing still up there. I expect it to maybe change a little bit. Remember, SCG did lower their prices. They, for some ungodly reason, went up to $75. They are now down to $30, starting off per card to be graded. And HGA, don't forget about them. It's just hard to get in with them because you have to sign on when they tell you to and get in line. Hopefully, you can get your cards graded by them if that's who you choose. Now, HGA, as you know, is a hybrid grading. They grade everything by the computer, so it's going to be a lot more technical. Well, that's why PSA bought Geniment. They want to do the same thing as well. They're not going to do it with all of their cards, but they're going to do it with their top tier cards. So your Justin Herbert one of ones or your very expensive cards that you send in, they're going to go to Geniment and they're going to be graded by the computer. So Genmit 10s, they're going to be hard. So don't be discouraged. A 9.5 is almost just as good. And it's going to be just as good, especially after the computers start grading. Because think about it, they're going to be using a magnified lens. They're going to be digitaling in on what it's supposed to be versus what it is on your card and then grade it that way. So it's not by the naked eye. So it is going to be a little bit more difficult to get a Genmit 10, but don't let that discourage you. Because even when you do get that Genmit 10, it's only that much better for your value. Well, guys, this leads me to my favorite part of the show, and this is T. Roy's breaker tips of the day. My breaker tip of the day, I'm going to show you a clip of breaking, a big no-no. Now, this isn't calling anybody out. This isn't saying everybody's doing anything wrong, but basically it's how you reveal your cards. There's a way that breakers are revealing their cards that are endangering scratching. And I will show you here on this video. Again, this isn't calling anybody out. This is just to help you help your breakers investments. So check out this video. All right, guys, this is what I was talking about. Just to kind of give you an idea here, this is not going against anyone, not calling anyone out, just a tip to help you help protect your breakers' investments. So that way they know that you truly care about the money they're spending in your breaks, and it will help protect the integrity. So a lot of times people, when they're revealing cards, they want to just, they'll be like this, call out the names, Tyrone Mings, Wildfire Jean, David Louise. And there's also times when you get a rookie and you want to see who it is. I get it. You want to build excitement. You want to show everybody to reveal it. So let's say we've got a rookie here. So you'll see someone, they'll have the cards like this. And what I did basically is I put penny sleeves on here. So that way I'm not going to scratch the cards, just show you a little bit of what I see that could scratch the cards. A lot of times you do want to wear gloves if you can. It's not the most important thing, but it does stop any oil from getting to the cards from your hands. Yes, your hands do produce a certain oil, but that doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to hurt the card. But if there's an oil or a residue on there, they're going to want to clean it. And when they clean it, it could risk scratching the card. So a lot of times you'll see breakers, they'll be like this, their cards, and they'll be like, slide up. Nope, not a rookie. So then I'll go to the next one. Slide up. Oh, we got it. Obviously, you can see the names on these ones. Be like, oh, it's got a rookie. Then you'll do this, and then that can scratch the card. I know you're not trying to, but that can definitely scratch the card. So every time you do, because like basketball, obviously you'll have the rookie thing up there. You'll see that. You move up, you'll say what team it is, and then, you know, and that itself can scratch the card. So just do yourself a favor, especially with the more delicate cards. Just take your time and, you know, even if you want to pull it back a little bit, you can still reveal it without scratching it. So it's not even against there. So if I wanted to see the corner, I'm like, all right. If it is a rookie, you say it's a rookie, what team it is, and then there you go. That way it prevents anything from happening to that card and you're not scratching it, causing your breakers not to want to break with you. For all you true hobbyists out there who care about your breakers, care about the cards, care about the investment, this is just a tip to help you. So again, if it is something you do, please don't take it to heart. I'm not bashing you. I'm just trying to help. So keep that in mind as you go forward. So again, that's just T. Roy's breaker tip of the day is reveal. Just be careful on how you reveal. Well, guys, I hope you weren't taken aback by that video. It's not against anybody. I'm not saying anybody's doing anything wrong. I'm not calling out any names. It's just to help you, help your breakers, help their investments, and that will build your business. They want honesty, confidence, truth, everything, all the above. They will stick with you. They will be your customers forever. So hopefully this tip helps you. Guys, we're already working on episode 8, so that will be out pretty soon. A lot of requests have come in to be interviewed on the show, a lot of breakers. So if I haven't gotten to you yet, I promise you I will get to you. So don't get upset or discouraged if I haven't gotten to you yet. I have gotten plenty of emails of breakers wanting to come on the show, promote their breaks and what they do and where they're going in their breaks and in their groups. So that is happening. That is coming. So if you send an email in, I haven't gotten back to you yet. Please don't be offended. I've gotten a lot. So now on Instagram, we're almost at 2,000 followers. Thank you so much. Everybody who's following, everybody who is supporting the T. Roy's Card Shack sports card break reviews. It's definitely a pleasure to bring this to you. Again, I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not doing this to promote anything other than the breakers and the true hobbyists. That's why I'm doing this, because I love collecting sports cards. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. And until next time, be safe, break safe. Talk to you then. Take care.